Welcome back, everybody, to the Raider D podcast. Today, we're going to have a little bit of a more somber podcast as we're going to be talking about the passing of the man, the legend, the original Raider, Jim Otto, who passed away last night with his family at the age of 86 years old. And if you don't know who Jim Otto is, today we're going to give you just a little bit of a reminder of a man who started with the Raiders. We call him the original Raider, number 00, the center for 15 seasons for the Raiders, a guy who gave everything that he had possibly to the Raiders during his playing time as well as his illustrious life afterwards. So today we're going to talk a little bit about Big Jim.
As the sun sets on the Raider Nation, I'm here at Allegiant Stadium to light the Al Davis Memorial Torch in honor of and tribute to Jim Otto, the original Raider. The entire Raider Nation's thoughts and prayers go out to Jim's wife Sally and the entire Otto family. Jim, may you rest in peace.
So I want to read a little article that Paul Gutierrez of ESPN put out today, where it says Jim Otto, professional football Hall of Fame center whose iconic number 00 jersey anchored the middle of the Oakland Raiders offensive line for 15 years. He has died at 86. The Raiders, who moved from Oakland to Las Vegas in 2020, announced his death Sunday night, calling him the original Raider. The cause of death is not immediately known, but he was 86 years old, and he did have some physical complications that are a direct result of his life in the NFL. And it is quite possible that that is eventually what took him away. Otto was the dominant center of his era. Many would argue of any era, as he had a singular goal: never will they kick my butt. The epitome of toughness. That was Jim Otto's mindset. Indeed, Otto did most of the kicking in a 15-year career that never saw him miss a game. As a center in the NFL, 15 seasons, never missed a game. Phenomenal. From the AFL's initial season of 1960 through the 1970 AFL-NFL merger and his retirement following the 1974 season, Otto started 210 straight regular season games, 223 including the playoffs, and was a Pro Bowler 12 times, a first-team All-Pro selection 10 times. He was known later as in his life as Pops in the Raider organization. He said, "I accept that," he said in 2014, "and I cherish that." Many have long suggested Otto's face should be the eye patch wearing logo on the side of the team's helmet, and Otto did not disagree. But with a broken nose, he joked. He was the only all-AFL center in the league's entire existence from 1960 to 1969, and he was one of 3 players who played in all 140 AFL regular season games. George Blanda and Gino Cappelletti were the others. "Playing football was always a serious proposition for me," Otto said in 2021. "I wanted to put everyone on their backside and go home smiling with my wife. So it was a tough game for me. I had guys like Ray Nietzsche, not sure how to pronounce his name properly, Ray Niski. I wanted to get him and put him on his backside. He wanted to do the same to me. We had great times." Otto said the hardest hit he ever received in a game was from Nitschke in 1972. "He broke my face mask here, which broke my nose and set it over here," Otto said in 2014. "Broke my cheekbone, my zygomatic arch bone here, and detached my retina in my left eye. He was blind for 6 months in his left eye. It was really bad. It all swelled up. I couldn't see, but I kept playing. I never went out of the game." They just don't build them like Jim Otto anymore. Despite a long list of injuries, Otto said he had no regrets, but those injuries did eventually come at a cost. He endured 74 surgeries by his count, plus more than 20 concussions. And in 2007, he had his right leg amputated above the knee following 2 life-threatening infections. He also had prostate cancer. His autobiography was titled The Pain of Glory. I know that I went to war and I came out of the battle with what I got, and that's the way it is, Otto said on PBS Frontline Special, League of Denial, the NFL's concussion crisis. There were so many times that I would walk off the field and my eyes would be crossed. Or what about if you had amnesia for 2 days? When you looked at your wife and you didn't know who she was. Who's this chick? He said. Otto wore number 50 during his first season with the Oakland Raiders before switching to number 00. He was also selected to the Pro Bowl in the first 3 years after the AFL-NFL merger. In his 15-year career, the Raiders won 7 division titles and were AFL champions in 1967, losing to the Green Bay Packers in Super Bowl II. Otto later returned to the Raiders to work in the front office. Otto most recently served as team's director of special projects. He organized reunions for former players and events for fans in luxury boxes and made public appearances for the team. He also played a key role in negotiating the team's move back to Oakland from Los Angeles before 1995 season. Otto was in the Raiders locker room celebrating the team's season finale win over the Denver Broncos in January. When you come across an individual who affects you in a way both personally and professionally with everything he's gone through, Pops was the founder behind the iron that created the Raider family. Former Raiders All-Pro right tackle Lincoln Kennedy told ESPN, "When I first got to the Raiders in 1996, he showed me what it was to be a Raider, what it meant to be a Raider. He was on crutches and would lose his leg, but said he would play again right there if he could. I felt proud to be a part of the organization. We've lost another part of the family." Raiders 3-time Pro Bowl pass rusher Max Crosby was among those to take to social media Sunday night to share his thoughts on Otto's legacy. "Rest in peace, Jim Otto. Absolute legend and incredible person." Otto was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1980, his first year of eligibility in 2019. He was named to the NFL 100 all-time team. An impromptu reunion at the Raiders Sports Bar and Grill Ricky's in 2009, Otto was convinced to lift up his leg pant to reveal his black prosthetic leg, which was adorned with the Raiders Shield logo. "I might have gotten a little excited that my pants fell off," Otto laughed in 2014. "It's like that old country western song, Tequila Makes My Clothes Fall Off." Otto grew up less than 100 miles from what would become Lambeau Field and attended the University of Miami, where he starred as a center on offense and linebacker on defense. I mean, a lot of these old gridiron type guys, they played both defense and offense. We just don't really do that as much anymore nowadays. I think it's important that maybe we try and get back to that because these guys need to develop that toughness and that durability by playing both positions. He was undrafted by the NFL, but turned himself into the face of a generation of AFL offensive linemen with a grudge against the establishment. Yes, as the team called him, the original Raider. "I'm from Wausau, Wisconsin, so I had some things towards Green Bay," Otto said in 2021. "I just wanted to even them out, you know. It was a great thing that I had, and I thank everybody." Otto is survived by his wife, Sally, his son, Jim, his daughter-in-law, Leah, and his 14 grandchildren, Alice, Sarah, Amy, Amanda, Josiah, Hannah, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Jennifer, Avery, Noah, Aiden, Roman, and Eli. So that's it. That's Jim Otto, the face of toughness, the face of the Raiders. a guy who embodied everything that it meant to play for the Silver and Black. We will miss you, Jim. May you rest in peace. And until next time, this is the Raider D Podcast.